How do they not understand if they stopped taxing Canadians to death, you wouldn't need the program?
This guy's garage. Like and subscribe.
Oral questions, questions orales, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Another costly and useless photo op tour to escape the inflation, criminality, housing price crisis, and of course the scandal around his public safety minister. That minister who lost track of 600 foreign criminals on our streets, broke the Liberal promise to hire 1,000 new border guards, and was caught on tape admitting that the Liberal plan to harass farmers and duck hunters has nothing to do with saving lives and everything to do with preserving the Prime Minister's political fortunes. Will the Prime Minister put Canadian lives first and fire this minister?
L'Honorable Ministre des Finances.
Honourable Minister of Finance.
Speaker, it's another day, but it's the same old Conservative, Mr. Speaker. On this side of the House, we're about building a future. We're going to present a budget that's going to build this nation, Mr. Speaker. It's going to be a generational investment in our future. We're going to build a country. We're going to build jobs. We're going to create the opportunities for young people in this country. We're going to build the strongest economy in the G7, and we hope the Conservative will vote for this budget because it's about building our nation, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
My mother and people like her actually built this nation, and today is my mom's birthday. Thank you. And it reminded me that even when my school teacher parents were struggling, we always had delicious, nutritious meals, meat and potatoes on our plate, and we had to eat all the broccoli. But when I called her today for her birthday wishes, she said grocery prices are terrible. I didn't have the heart to tell her, Mr. Speaker, that the Prime Minister's bait and switch is the culprit. Will the Prime Minister give my mother the ultimate birthday gift and end all Liberal taxes on groceries?
The Honourable Minister of Jobs and Families.
I wish the member opposite's mother a happy birthday. But I'm also very sad to tell her that her son voted against the school nutrition program. And Mr. Speaker, I think she'd be really disappointed because when I was there and I spoke to teachers and volunteers and met with students, they talked about how this healthy nutrition break for their students helped those students reach the goal of careers like architect, teacher, engineer, tradesperson.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, my mother, as a substitute teacher, sometimes taught math, and she would not be happy with the Parliamentary Budget Officer's report today, Mr. Speaker, which reveals that this Prime Minister is more expensive than even Justin Trudeau. Wow. The PBO reports that the deficit is now 2/3 higher than the one Trudeau left behind. Over the next 5 years, this Prime Minister will add an amazing $300 billion of additional inflationary debt, twice what Trudeau would have added, all of which will add to the cost of living for Canadians. How is it possible that any Prime Minister could have been more expensive than Trudeau?
L'Honorable Ministre des Finances.
The Honourable Finance Minister.
Mr. Speaker, let me start by wishing the mother of the Leader of the Opposition happy birthday. And I'm sure that she's looking at the TV today, Mr. Speaker. Question. I have good news for his mother, Mr. Speaker. We cut our taxes, Mr. Speaker, along with 22 million Canadians. I don't know his mother, Mr. Speaker, but I know in her heart she must be proud of this Liberal government. That we cut taxes, that we're fighting for families, that we're going to build the country of the 21st century. Let's celebrate, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, I can confirm he definitely does not know my mother. In fact, my mother knew how to budget better than anyone. She could stretch a dollar farther. In fact, I think she should come in here as the finance... We sure wouldn't have a PBO report showing the government adding 1/3 of $1 trillion of extra deficits. We know that every single dollar this Prime Minister spends comes out of the pockets of hard-working Canadians. Why don't they know that?
The Honourable Minister of Jobs and Families.
Keeping on the theme theme of mothers, one thing I know about mothers is that every mother is certain that no child should go hungry. And so it is particularly disappointing to see the members opposite, many of them who I know are mothers as well, voting against the school nutrition program that is making sure that no matter a kid's circumstance, they've got the nutrition to learn and grow. Mr. Speaker, we'll always stand up for Canadian families on this side.
The Honourable Louvan.
How do they not understand if they'd stop taxing Canadians to death, you wouldn't need the program? After 10 years of the Liberal government's reckless spending, prices of groceries continue to rise. The PM said he'd be judged by the cost at the grocery store. Well, among Saskatchewan children, 35% live in food-insecure households. When will these Liberals scrap their industrial carbon tax, scrap their second carbon tax, scrap their food packaging taxes so Canadians can afford to feed their own kids?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Rural Development.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Merci, Mr. Le Président.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
I want to point out from the Saskatchewan perspective, Mr. Speaker, people are celebrating the hundreds of thousands of homes we're building for families across the country. That celebrates Saskatchewan as well. And then we have the lunch program, as indicated, and all the support for different types of family across this great country, Mr. Speaker. So again, Mr. Speaker, from the federal government perspective, we're going to be there for families, and that includes Saskatchewan.
Honourable Member for Regina Louvan.
This Northern Saskatchewan MP has abandoned his constituents faster than any MP I've ever seen. He voted in favor of a gun buyback program so his people could not hunt on their own land, Mr. Speaker. So the fact that he got up and voted in favor of a gun buyback program, supports that program, and then the fact that there is 259% increase in food bank usage in Saskatchewan, despite them not having the ability to feed themselves, he wants to stand and take credit for Liberal programs. He should support Saskatchewan people and not his Liberal lapdogs.
The Honourable Secretary of State for the Honourable Secretary of State for Combating Crime.
Mr. Speaker, the member references the compensation program for firearms. Mr. Speaker, these firearms have been prohibited for the last several years. I want to thank the responsible gun owners that have stored these guns safely and now are waiting for a plan. And in this plan, they will be compensated for those firearms that are now prohibited, Mr. Speaker. I believe that this plan will get assault-style firearms out of our communities, which is essential and important. There is no place for these types of weapons in Canada.
For Thornhill.
A person who says one thing in public but admits the exact opposite in private. Most Canadians have their own word for it, but around here in this place, we just call them Liberals. The Public Safety Minister admits that his government's gun buyback is a politically motivated scam that just won't work. Those are his words. He's letting convicted criminals roam the streets and shoot up our neighborhoods so he can play politics and pretend that he's actually doing something about it. Everyone behind him is also wondering, when's he getting fired?
Yeah. The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, the people who are playing politics is the party opposite, Mr. Speaker. They're actually fundraising off of our buyback program. As you know, Mr. Speaker, this week I had the chance to launch the program in Cape Breton as a pilot. We look forward to its expansion across Canada. We look forward to Canadians surrendering their over 80,000 AR-15s that are in their possession. We need to take dangerous weapons off our streets, Mr. Speaker, and we will do everything we can to support Canadians in that effort.
The Honourable Member for Thornhill.
Speaker, that's a lot of bravado in here and the exact opposite when he thinks nobody is listening. That minister gets caught in a scandal of his own making, and it's so painful for everyone here to watch him pretend like everything's fine. He's going to go ahead and spend $750 million on a confiscation program that he admitted no one will participate in and that won't work. That's less cops on the streets, that's less scanners in the port, that's less money for a leaky border where the guns are actually coming in. So I have one question, and it's for the Prime Minister. Why is he keeping this guy around?
Yeah, way to go.
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, we have a comprehensive plan to address guns. It starts with the Buyback program that we launched this week, Mr. Speaker. It's about investing $1.3 billion at our borders to increase scanning capabilities as well as new tools for law enforcement, Mr. Speaker. It's about hiring 1,000 new CBSA and RCMP officers. It's about Bill C-2, Mr. Speaker, which is right here in the House right now. If the party opposite is serious about guns, they should support C-2 and get its passage to committee, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Ponoka Didsbury.
In a leaked recording this week, the Public Safety Minister told the truth and admitted his Liberal gun grab is a failure. It won't improve public safety, it will be expensive, and it's politically motivated. Then on CTV's Power Play, he refuted his own words, saying that they were in jest. Taking people's property without consulting them isn't funny. Wasting $750 million for the sake of crass politics isn't funny. And demonizing vetted, tested, law-abiding Canadians isn't funny. The only funny thing here is that this minister still has his job. When will the Prime Minister fire him?
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, law-abiding citizens abide by the law. We launched a program this week to support those who are law-abiding Canadians to be able to give their AR-15s and other prohibited weapons in order to obtain compensation, Mr. Speaker. It's a fair way to treat law-abiding citizens. It's about ensuring that our streets are safer. It is in line with the work that we're doing at the border with $1.3 billion in investments, Bill C-2, which is before the House today, as well as adding another 1,000 CBSA and RCMP officers.
The Honourable Member for Selkirk, Interlake Eastman.
Well, senior Iranian government officials were banned from entering Canada in 2022 for gross human rights violations and state-sponsored terrorism. But in June, Border Services still had 66 open cases into Iranian officials right here in Canada. Now we know that the Minister of Public Safety has lost 600 foreign nationals with criminal records, and over 400 of those evading the government are convicted of serious criminality right here in Canada. The Minister has one job: keep Canadians safe. When will the Prime Minister fire this incompetent Public Safety Minister?
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, last year, CBSA removed over 18,000 individuals who are ineligible to be in Canada. This year, we're on target to remove over 20,000 people, Mr. Speaker. The work that our frontline border officers do is incredible, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank them for their work. We're going to be adding another 1,000 CBSA officers to ensure that our borders are even safer and more secure than ever, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Swift Current Grasslands, Kindersley.
Mr. Speaker, it didn't take long for Canadians to see the Public Safety Minister fail multiple times at his job. In just 4 months, we found out that he needed to recuse himself from certain discussions on border security. And he's playing politics with a firearm confiscation program that he admits won't work. Now he's lost 600 foreign nationals with criminal records in Canada who were ordered to be deported. This Public Safety Minister can't deliver public safety for Canadians. He's already had 3 strikes. How come he's not out? When will the Prime Minister fire this failed minister?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Monsieur le Président, nous avons...
Mr. Speaker, there were tragedies at the mosque in Quebec, the Polytechnic in Port-à-Pic.
And Canadians have told us very clearly that they want access to assault-style weapons of war to be limited. The one thing that has distinguished this party and that party over the course of all of these tragedies is our willingness to put in measures in place to limit assault weapons and their abject refusal to listen to Canadians and to reason on this issue. They need to listen to Canadians and get serious about assault rifles.
The Honourable Member for Calgary East.
Justin Trudeau tried to make groceries the most expensive in Canadian history. This Prime Minister said, "Hold my champagne." In August, food inflation outpaced overall inflation by 84%. And now the Parliamentary Budget Officer said the deficit could soar to $70 billion. It's these Liberal deficits that fuel the inflation tax that made grocery prices go up. Why is this Prime Minister so obsessed with making grocery prices more expensive than Justin Trudeau did?
The Honourable Minister of Jobs and Families.
Mr. Speaker, the school nutrition program is saving Canadian families on average $800 a year in food costs, Mr. Speaker, and that's just one example of the work that we've been doing to ensure that Canadians have an affordable quality of life. Mr. Speaker, the dental care plan in my riding is changing the lives of small business owners and artists who have gone for many years without dental care and who just for the very first time have been able to access affordable dental care. That's the kind of support the families expect, and that's what they get with the Liberal government.
The Honourable Member for Calgary East.
That food program is feeding bureaucracy and not kids. This finance minister made a grand show, said he was going to haul in all the grocery store CEOs and tell them what was on his mind and say, hey, buddy, you better lower the grocery prices or else. Then he doubled the deficit, making inflation go up, making food prices soar, and sending 2 million Canadians into a food bank. Why doesn't this finance minister haul in the real inflation culprit, the guy that sits beside him, the so-called budget expert, tell him to stop ballooning the deficit so food prices can actually come down?
The Honourable Minister of Jobs and Families.
Well, Mr. Speaker, if they won't believe us, maybe they will believe an actual kid. A grade 7 kid actually said this: an investment in healthy school food is a good idea because the healthier the kids, the healthier the society. School food matters to me.
Excuse me. Please, colleagues. I would like to hear what that 12-year-old had to say as well. So from the top, please.
Speaker, when a grade 7...
Please. Colleagues. A moment, Minister. I can't hear you. We're going to start from the top on that, so go ahead, please.
Well, Mr. Speaker, let's start with the voice of a child. Advocating for other children in this country. This is what this grade 7 Canadian young person said. An investment in healthy school food is a good idea because the healthier the kids, the healthier the society. School food matters to me because kids should be healthy. And you know what, Mr. Speaker, I'm so proud of that empathetic grade 7 student who knows that young people in school deserve the best chance at success. It's more than I can say for these Conservatives who are actually laughing at the compassion of children in our country.
The Honourable Member for Brandon Souris.
That minister is so out of touch because she doesn't understand that those kids still are hungry every evening and every weekend and every summer holiday because their parents can't afford to put food on the table because of this Liberal government's inflationary deficits that are driving up food costs 48% faster in Canada than in the United States since this Prime Minister took office. The Prime Minister asked to be judged by the cost at the grocery store, and we're well past Judgment Day. Money printing deficits plus record high food bank use plus Canadians skipping meals equal an F for this Liberal government. Will the Liberals vote for our Conservative motion to cut their inflationary taxes on food prices for Canadians today?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we just witnessed something pretty shocking in this House. We had first the finance critic for the Conservatives stand up and say we are creating bureaucracies rather than feeding children. Well, I would like him to come to the elementary school where I help serve breakfast to young kids and show him the yogurt and the orange slices and the eggs that are handed out to those children every day. And to this member, no, we won't vote for their motion. We are going to be busy over here putting in place supports for Canadians that he will vote against.
Mr. Speaker, after 10 years of this Liberal government, Canadians can't afford to feed themselves. Printing money has resulted in inflation tax, which has driven up the cost of food. The Liberals' industrial carbon tax has increased the cost of farming, which has driven up the cost of food. And food packaging tax installed by this Liberal government has also driven up the cost of food. Families are struggling, and the hardest hit among them are children. In Lethbridge, food bank use among kids is up 150% just in the last 4 years. 150%. Enough is enough. Will the Liberals support the Conservative motion to scrap the tax on food?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Children and Youth.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I'd like to thank the Honourable Member opposite for her question. It is clear that this government has consistently stood by and supported families. We know they need support, they have asked for it, and the results of the previous election show that the plan and the commitment to support families, in particular children as well, is a strong record here and a strong plan that we are delivering on. We have a national school food program. We have a national dental care program. We have a Canada Child benefit. And I would encourage members to support us in making that national school food program permanent. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Lethbridge.
The member says that this Liberal government has stood by and supported families. Direct quote. I'd like her to tell that to Scott. Scott is in my riding. He has children and a wife. He works hard, but he finds it very difficult to make ends meet. We recently got off the phone, and he was telling me on that call that he is struggling to feed his family. And in fact, he and his wife are down to 1 meal a day in order to make sure that his kids get enough food and their bills can get paid. This is a hard-working family that isn't able to make it happen for them. They're struggling. What would this member have me tell Scott and his family?
The Honourable Secretary of State for Youth, Children and Youth.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have a number of supports for children, for families, including a national school food program, including a dental program, including the Canada Child Care benefit. I would encourage the member to vote in favor and support these programs that do deliver meaningful support to families across the country, not only in her riding, but in mine and in all of ours across the country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Regina